Greetings, this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Once again, I wanted to do a look at sort of the latest developments or thoughts on what's going on in the trucking space. One of the things that's been lurking throughout post the discussion, or I should say, bonjour vegés vistes nog eenmaal zwaaibaar en straatje. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. With our latest edition on sort of looking at the truck and semi-truck solutions that Elon Musk has discussed coming in September. One of the things that I've been fascinated by is to sort of watch what's been happening with customers who are testing the electric solutions on light and medium duty trucks. For many, if not all the customers being tested so far, they're all fleet owners. And what these fleet owners have been doing is sort of optimizing distance and location of vehicles as they've been testing out the Mercedes Tesla battery solution that we've discussed in the past. Those customers in some cases have chosen to add more battery to get distance, or less battery to increase the amount of cargo the vehicle could carry, making adjustments in that regard to sort of find their optimal solution. Why this is interesting is that most of the analysts' announcements in this area have focused on the fact that in the optimal circumstance, the Tesla Semi has to go 500 miles a day, and that would allow it to immediately be competitive with the current solutions offered by diesel trucks. I'm fascinated because at this point there's a difference between what analysts are talking about and what customers are talking about. And one of the key differences is that when you deal with non-fleets, a truck has to do everything, because it'll be in all kinds of situations in order for that solution to occur. In the case of fleets, they generally have prescribed routes, and they know the conditions the trucks will be in, be it over mountains or primarily in a desert setting, et cetera, et cetera. So there are adjustments that they can make to sort of optimize the truck being used for the environment that that vehicle will be in. I believe this is important because all of the statements about non-viability of a Tesla Semi focuses on the fact that if you take the most extreme circumstance that the truck could be in, there's an unlikelihood that the current iteration of an electric Semi may not be able to well handle that situation. And I think this is amazing because for those customers where electric reduces their cost off the bat in half, and then you add in things like reduced costs relative to braking, etc., and then the back-end benefit of all those cities, particularly in Europe, that want electric solutions that reduce the amount of pollution in the dense areas. I'm fascinated because it's sort of the analysts seem to have a metric for success, and the customer metrics seem to be way different. So I kind of wanted to bring this up because Elon Musk articulated that there's unlimited demand currently for that, for the solution of semis, and I can see that demand in the form of orders being placed by locations that the test was being done in with the old 18650 battery, and therefore as we move into the new era with a different battery with better performance specs, I think those customers will be really happy. But I think Elon is bound and determined to move on to the big diesels because of how little options people have in that space already, and the fact that it's a challenging solution that he thinks the new battery can help solve. So my assessment the Semi thus far is it's a huge success because customers are seeing nice reductions in costs and all these other benefits. Will it be the perfect solution out the box? Absolutely not. And I think that the fleet customers are happy with the way that solution performs currently. The public statement that comes from that is from Japan 7-Eleven, in which they're saying that the 25 trucks they received, they're happy enough with them that they're thrilled even with the older battery solution as part of their Mitsubishi e-Canter / Mercedes truck, that they can generate enough return on investment from that to put in every vehicle that is built that they're allowed to purchase or lease. One other area that I was wanting to explore with this is sort of looking at there's a gap in customer experience. So when Mercedes initially started testing this battery solution in their e-Canter, they started in Portugal, and they were getting a 60% cost reduction, in the process. The experience cost reduction for folks in Japan was 40%, but even though it's a lower number, they're still happy with the solution, and the amount of value it adds to their delivery fleet made it an easy switch to the new vehicle. My mind started being tickled by the question of why such a big gap in experience, and sort of two variables came to mind beyond just the cost of electricity, and one was temperature. You have a more moderate temperature in Lisbon, Portugal, where they were doing the testing initially, and both temperature and elevation are two variables that could big time impact how hard the trucks are working and the cost of their solution. So there's definitely been there's a little bit of a question mark of, is it a 40% savings? Is it a 60%? And the answer presented has been somewhere between the two, but a high enough percentage of savings for customers to be thrilled with what the solution currently does. Another issue that pops up is that we're not seeing data necessarily from customers at the Semi level for this, and I think that's part of what we're going to be exposed to in September in terms of written matter or individuals that have actually driven the vehicle and have it in a test situation within their companies. So I think obviously this is going to be a big part of the discussion. I was sort of fascinated because at this point it really doesn't matter, because there are a lot of people that are generating huge benefit from it. The biggest question that I'm seeing right now is that there's a sort of huge problem, as we've discussed previously, of availability of battery to address the needs of the Semi market. And right now, Tesla is really focused on other solutions, be it backup power circumstances or vehicles. One of the key differences is that folks who are in fleet situations on trucks, particularly semis, are hyper-focused on costs because it definitely impacts profitability. And I just think there is a brewing bidding war between the solution of sending those battery packs to vehicles and sending them to semis. And it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, because the semis are the highest value solution out there, and to not allow the batteries to go there, I think, is a poor choice by Tesla. And it doesn't seem like there's any, without another gigafactory coming online, the 2020 target Mercedes has mentioned for scale level solutions on these trucks. It seems like it might be when things are introduced, but not when you can get a scale quantity of these trucks to come in. So I would say stay tuned. I think there's got to be some innovative solutions that are going to be arrived at based on what the dollar value is of the switch. And I think there's going to be a legitimate bidding war going on between all the solution sources, because some of them have way better ROIs than others. I want to thank you for taking time out to view our Tesla Fan Insight once again. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Please like and subscribe. Tschüss, macht's gut, au revoir, à tout à l'heure, Lahitro, Hoda Hafez. Any comments would be appreciated, and have a great day.